Hi host, Erica here, and I just wanted to give you a little update. I am currently on day 8, and for the first 3 days, 4 days actually, it went great. Like the first 3 days I didn't notice a thing at all. Day 4 I felt phenomenal, and I slept like 10 hours that night, and it was amazing. And then day 5, 6, and 7 I had crazy diarrhea. I felt like it wasn't my body's version of diarrhea, like isn't other people's version of diarrhea, because it wasn't like urgent. But I felt like I was watching one of those skits at the circus, you know, under the big tent where the clowns keep getting out of a little tiny car, and you're like, no new clowns have gotten into that car, but they keep coming out and coming out and coming out. Okay, well, that's all I'll say about that. When that episode was over, my abdomen was like noticeably flatter. And I had taken my measurements along with my weight when I first started on day 1, since part of me returning to Raw is to get the 20 pounds off that I gained this year when I decided to try my little experiment, which didn't work out as well as I hoped, needless to say. So I stepped on the scale and I had lost 4 pounds as of 2 days ago. I haven't weighed again. And then I had lost an inch off my waist after day 5 and day 6's episode. Today is day 8, and this has probably been the worst day. Now, I noticed around day 5, I guess, yeah, starting day 5, I think, I had like awful bad breath. Like, and it wasn't coming from my mouth. It was like coming from down my throat and out of my nose. It was like I was exhaling funk. It was just bizarre. And then my skin broke out, so it's like a wreck and a half right now. It looks really pallid and gray, and it's got greasy spots, and then acne everywhere else. So yeah, that's a lot of fun. Today was by far the worst. Today was nausea and vomiting, and I don't vomit. I hate vomiting. I don't imagine anybody enjoys it, but I really hate vomiting. And I had a carrot, and I ate the thing. I didn't eat the whole carrot. I ate maybe half of a carrot stick, you know, that was like about this long. And I started to feel a little nauseous. So in mid-bite, I was like biting when I decided that I felt nauseous. I just held it in my mouth, waiting to see what was going to happen. Nothing happened, so I chewed it, swallowed it, and as soon as I got it swallowed, I was like, uh-oh, and I literally reached for a cup, because I was in my office, which is where I am now. I reached for a cup, and just as I got the cup like right under my mouth, I was throwing up in it. And it was all the carrot. So I was like, okay, cool, no carrots this morning, you don't want any fruit, that's cool, that's fine, you know. I had some water. I think I drank some coconut water. And then a few hours passed, 4 or 5 hours passed, and I decided to try it again, and this time I went with a handful of nuts. So I put some nuts in my hand, just a little palm full of nuts, and I threw it in my mouth, and I chewed it, and I swallowed it. I was like, okay, that went okay, I'm good. So I decided to go back to vegetables, and I had more carrot, the rest of that one from this morning. So I started munching on that thing again, and all of a sudden, I was like, uh-oh, that was not good. And this time, all the carrot came up along with all the nuts. And by the way, you want to make sure you chew nuts really well, because they are scratchy coming back the other way. Anyway, I was like, okay, alrighty then. Maybe it's the carrots. My body's just not feeling carrots today. So I took a bite of an apple, and the queasy started again. This was like an hour later, and the queasy feeling started again. I went, all right, fine, no more food today. And I've just had tea and water, and I'm trying to stay hydrated, so I'm drinking lots of water, but tea and water is all I've had today. I feel really puffy and bloated and weird, and I feel like I need to sit in the bathtub for like a year and a half, because I just feel like nastiness is oozing out of my skin. That's how I feel. So day 8's down, and I'm excited about tomorrow. My goal for today, like I said, is just to drink a bunch of water, see if I can get to bed at a reasonable hour and get some good sleep, and hopefully I'll be as right as rain tomorrow. And that's it for my day 8 Back to Raw update. Thanks. Bye. Okay, I just wanted to say one more thing. All the symptoms that I had that I listed off, diarrhea, vomiting, nausea, insomnia, acne, bad breath, sometimes that's accompanied by body odor, lethargy, just feeling a little tired, feeling a little out of sorts, and feeling kind of gross. Those are all very normal detox symptoms. And detox symptoms in and of themselves are not bad. The reason people try to minimize the detox symptoms is because they're afraid people will bail. So if I was starting this raw food thing before I had any guarantees or any assurances or even knew if it was going to work for me and it was making me sick, I'd probably just abandon it. Like, no, that's not for me. It made me sick. Without really considering that what that process of detoxification entails, which is never anything pleasant. So I think people tend to kind of try to moderate those, but in and of themselves, detox is not dangerous. The individual symptoms can be. For example, if diarrhea goes on for a few days, you can become dehydrated, you could lose some of the sodium or electrolytes in your body, and that can cause its own kinds of problems. So you want to keep an eye on those and just use common sense. For me, none of these are showstoppers, but most detox symptoms can be controlled by controlling the amount of cooked food, and really the symptoms are caused by your body being overwhelmed with the toxins that it's trying to release, which means that your elimination pathways are not free-flowing. So elimination pathways for humans and most animals is your urinary tract, your digestive tract, and your skin, and also exhaling through your breath. So make sure you drink a lot of water, make sure you're taking frequent trips to the restroom, and you can help mitigate some of the detox symptoms. So I just wanted to kind of explain why I'm not at all concerned. I'm sharing them and I'm telling you they're weird and I don't know what to do with that, but I know what's causing them, and I have chosen to just live with these. They're temporary. I know that because I've experienced it several times now. They won't last. I'm stronger. And if you're going through this for the first time, don't feel like you have to be stoic. If it's making you sick and feel like you can't do your regular tasks, just slow it down. It is completely within your control. And you don't have to stop or abandon the diet to control the detox symptoms. Yes? Yes. Okay. Bye. For real this time.